Hi, how is everyone doing? Try to get this up. I'll make sure my comments are on. I haven't been live in a minute, but I hope everybody's doing all right this evening. Hopefully my power is staying on. We got a storm going on down here. And it says tips, featured links while live. I don't have any links to feature. Happy 420 for my people out there to get down. Before I start, I want to say my condolences to the Garmany family, and rest in peace to my friend Keita. Keita Boo, you will be missed. Okay, so you guys know I am campaigning, if you will, just putting out information about the welfare system not destroying the black family. I've been talking about it for a while, introducing it. It's a controversial topic. Others have talked about it. I'm not the first one, but I've been going kind of hard, just trying to slowly introduce it into me talking about the child support hustle, in that I'm talking about the fatherless crisis hustle as well. Y'all know it's all connected. It's all to do with money. So my what do you call it, profile picture has the sign of me. I'm not the first one to do that sign, like convince me or prove I'm wrong or something like that about the welfare system. I don't know if you guys can hear that thunder. So the guy comes on and he says, you know, the typical LBJ's Great Society plan destroyed the black family, which, you know, that's a typical comment. And I'm not here to debate the topic. I know why I say that it's not true. I mean, the obvious is the obvious, right? We're here. Black families are here, have been here, haven't went anywhere. Wait a minute. So that's a given. So I said, okay, that's false. So whenever somebody addresses that statement, it's always aggressive. It's never, hey, why do you think that? And, you know, based on my research, that's what my research has proven to me, is that the black family has been destroyed by, you know, LBJ's Great Society and or the war on poverty or something like that. It's always an aggression. So, you know, I'm like, I know why I say that. So if you're on my page or you're saying that to me, why do you say, what's your supporting evidence? So he goes on to say, you know, well, why do you say that? And I don't know if that's his tone, but that's how I'm reading it. But the question that I want to address, one of his questions, because I do want to address this because I see it all the time now, after he accuses me of playing word semantics and I'm avoiding answering his questions. He also says that there are intact black families, but statistics, of course, and I'm a statistic junkie. I'm going to put the stats up. But the statistics that are used in this to support this statement that black families have been destroyed are old. If y'all ever look at the statistics, they go from 65 to, they recently updated them to the 90s or whatever. But that, even the 90s, talking about 30 years ago. So he changes it and says intact black families, not destroyed all black families. Because I say, hey, you know, here we are. I was born into a black family. I was raised a black family. I'm part of a black family right now, and black families are everywhere. So he goes on to say 65% of black children are raised by single mothers. The black family is being destroyed. So it's not, it hasn't been destroyed, it's being destroyed. So there he's changed his argument right there. From LBJ's Great Society plan destroyed to it is being destroyed. So there's a change right there. So then he says there are primary drivers for this. So now he names off why it's being destroyed now. So if it had already been destroyed by LBJ, is it being destroyed now by Biden, or was it being destroyed by Trump, or you see what I'm saying? So that right there dispels this myth. And that's what I'm saying. How is this still? But that's just one part. So he names off welfare, feminism, and dysfunctional culture. So now we have a conversation. But he's already, you know, you're not answering, you're gaslighting me. I'm semantics, because I'm like, I didn't say anything. But I just want to address the single motherhood part, because that is what people are talking about so frequently now. Single mothers can't raise children. Single mothers, family, you know, we can't raise families. Of course we can. We've been doing it forever. Here's the thing that people like to leave out about single mothers raising children, and including a single mother raising children in this fatherless generation, or fatherless epidemic, or however you want to put it, because these two structures, or these two descriptions, are everywhere. And it's so important, because when they use these two descriptions to describe what's going on in American society, it is included as to, they use it to say that these children coming out of these homes are destroying society. And there's a demographic attached to these two households, the fatherless home and the single mother home. The demographic is typically black. That's why it's so important. So for one, because a child is raised without his father in the home, does not make that child fatherless. We have to stop believing that lie. Because the child is raised in a different address or with his mother, that is a single mother household. However, the father can still attend school functions, sport functions, go to the doctor, do everything that the father would do in the home, but not live there. So how is that child fatherless? And if the father is raising a child and he lives with his father, are we calling the child motherless because the mother doesn't share that address? No, we're not. That's how ridiculous that sounds, but it's a social construct, so that's what they keep hammering. If y'all look, just Google fatherless, and you're going to see over and over and over and over. And they're saying it's ruined America. It's, you know, these kids come out, they have all of these problems, they're robbers, they're criminals, you know, they're juvenile delinquents, and it's just on drug addicts, pregnant at an early age. Every social problem is based on this fatherless epidemic that's going on, and it's false. Then you couple that with the single mother home, that welfare has somehow brought about. But what they don't tell you is that when a single mother raises her child, there's a network, usually, not all the time, but most of the time, there's a network of people, her kinfolk. They say it takes a village to raise a child. So when she has her child by herself, let's say, there's a grandmother, a grandfather, there's uncles, there's her brothers, there's cousins, there's aunties, you know, there's a whole bunch of people around, her best friend, her, you know, there's people. She's not just raising her kids by herself most of the time. So there are men there. There are other people. There are other resources for her. And that goes back generations. Nuclear families is something indicative to the Anglo-Saxon, if you will. It goes back generations. And I write about this in my book that I have coming up. So I have more references, but I wanted to address this guy, this gentleman. I guess I could say his name because he's on here, but his name is Mark Darnell. Mark Darnell. I don't know if that's his real name. It might be a woman. I don't know. But I just wanted to address him. There's more than the nuclear family structure, and we know that. It's not just a mother and father getting married. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do, and that's what typically happens, but really you want to research who you have these kids by. You want to research, you want to investigate, you want to go and see their, you know, who's the mama, who's the daddy, who the aunties. You want to go see them, go know them, go see how the mother interacts with the father. Are they together? Are they, you know, that's the type of stuff. The family structure, the nuclear family, we've seen people, the killers, the mass shooters and things like that, they have mom and dad married at home. They might tell you in the news that they don't have a mother and a father at home, but most of these school shooters have mothers and fathers at home. So that's what I wanted to come on today. I just wanted to address him. I don't gaslight. I don't have to do that. I don't, and I'm not going to debate you over something that you have gotten from a talking point, from something that's been going on from the Moynihan report from 65 years ago. If you're not going to take the time to research what you're talking about before you address me about this topic, then don't address me. I don't have to answer your question because you feel some type of way when I say welfare did not destroy the black family because I'm part of a black family. The whole notion of it is ridiculous. You, and I say you as society, to sit and tell me and other black people that our family structure does not exist and has been destroyed by a couple of dollars is disrespectful. It's just disrespectful. And if Mr. Look how long this went on. He argued with me. I don't know if you could see it for the light. This went on for 9 hours. That he went on, and you know, I'll check back in, and you know, he'll just be on here 9 hours over some bullshit because he thoroughly believed. And he's not the only one. This is over and over and over. And y'all see it. Y'all see it. And it's nonsense. But I'll address it. And y'all, if y'all, you know, been rocking with me for a while, just like the child support hustle, I addressed that. And we changed the whole trajectory of how child support is viewed in America. It took some years, but people look at it different. It's not what it was. So we're going to look at this. People are going to look at this different. I don't want to see that over here. So if you want to ask me a question from now on, because I'm going to post this video, ask me a question. I don't want to hear about LBJ. I don't want to hear about why people aren't married, single mother, no bullshit like that, because it's bullshit. And like I said in another video, I don't have time for it. I'm going to block this shit. This is elementary school. I got this talking point from the internet nonsense. I don't want to hear about no stats from 1965. That was 65 or something years ago. That shit old. Go read about this. If you want to talk about it and you want to talk about welfare, you want to talk about the man in the house rule and all that bullshit that goes with that, go read something and find out the real shit. And then come talk to me. And then if you want to debate me, you're going to pay me. Okay? And I'm not upset. I'm just, you know, 9 hours. And why are y'all so mad? If it did destroy the black family, why so mad? We should be mad if our family was destroyed, not you. Why so upset? Live a little. Y'all got the family. Like, we supposed to be. Why so angry? So that's it for me. So I just wanted to address you, sir, to let you know. And I don't answer to you. If you ask me a question and you say you're not answering any of my questions, I don't have to. I'm my own boss. I do what I want to do when I want to do it. Okay? Yeah, the politicians are destructive. I don't trust any of them, and that's why I do not, with all the going back and forth, the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, they're all destructive. They get paid off of us going back and forth and mom and dad not getting along as far as the family court system. We are their bread and butter. And then when you start talking about welfare and, the welfare system, this and that, I really don't think the people know how little welfare pays. And I don't think people know that you can't just be on welfare forever. They stopped that 30 years ago. And I don't think people know that everybody, in one way, shape, or form, pays taxes, or their family does. That's all of our welfare. That's all our welfare. So, that's, man. So, anywho, thank you guys for your support. Thanks for rocking with me. If you can, if you're watching this now, later, give me a like, share, all that good stuff. You can check me out on YouTube. I'm back on social media like the other sites, but I'm not going to be on there that much. I like Facebook because interaction and stuff like that, even though I got, what is that? Not blocked, but they like blocked me for 24 hours yesterday. For not this dude, but for somebody else. And I got my shirts up. Y'all see me like posting because I'm trying to get it right so I can like have it like an ad. So I got the Welfare Did Not Destroy the Black Family shirts. I got my own boss shirts, child support hustle shirts, child support shirts. Y'all know I love my shirts. So support your girl, independent journalism, and I would appreciate it. And I still have my book, The Child Support Hustle, that's still on sale. Let me see. All right. Y'all take it easy. Fight the power.